Just a quick reminder that if you enjoyed this video, to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a video. Also, feel free to follow me on Instagram. There I will post all the finished drawings you see in these videos and more. Hey guys, this is Fran, and today I've got a watercolor review for you guys. I will be reviewing the Winsor and Newton Cotman watercolor palette. It comes with these 12 colors right here in the back. And you could just simply slide off the label. No need to tear it, no need to fuss with it. It just slides perfectly off. And the palette itself is made out of a soft white plastic. It simply has the Winsor logo in the front, and everything else is just pretty slick and clean. When you open it up, you see it's got 6 wells at the top, and the watercolors are individually wrapped. It also comes with its own water brush. And 12 spots for the watercolor pans. The water brush itself is a little different than the Pentel water brush. It's kind of like inverted, and then here you just pull it out and you put it in there and you've got your water brush. And it seems soft like the Pentel water brush. Aside from them looking really nice, they also create a lot of garbage. The individually wrapped watercolor pans. I found this a little annoying, to be honest, but it doesn't affect the quality of the watercolors. This one though looked a little off, kind of chalky, maybe even moldy, but it wasn't. In the end, it worked fine. Here are all the pretty wrappers. Gotta throw them out now. First, we'll be filling the water brush, and I recommend you guys get one of these. I got this at Hobby Lobby. If you like to use water brushes, I do recommend you use these because they're easy to fill up your water brushes without having to, leave your room basically, or, get up and use a faucet. There, and now it's ready. I will be first semi-testing it on my swatch card. As for the watercolors, at first they do feel a little hard to revive, and I just think that's just because they've been in storage for a while. But once they get in there, they get really soft, and I just found that was weird. Other watercolors that I have don't really do that, but it didn't affect the quality. It made it easier actually to pick up the pigment, actually too much pigment with this water brush. Also, my complaint with the water brush is that it lets a lot of water come out without even pushing. and I was not used to that. So for the first 2 swatches, they start to mix, as you can see, and part of it is because I wasn't patient and didn't wait for the top one to dry, but another part of it was that I was using too much water. The brush was leaking too much, so I decided not to use it, and I went back to my Pentel water brush, which is the one you see on screen right now. It's just the medium one. What I noticed of these watercolors is that all of them picked up really well. I was able to get a lot of pigment with just a few strokes of the actual pan, and my other watercolors don't really do that, except for my Grumbucker watercolors. I think these are pretty comparable to those so far. I'm not a watercolor expert, but I think they're pretty comparable. Here I'm just going to tape up my swatch card to kind of laminate it, keep it from getting wet once inside my palette. Now, I've said this before, but I am not that great at watercolor, but I still wanted to test them out on camera, so I decided that I would paint a flower that I saw. I don't even know what kind of flower it is, I just liked it. What I noticed about the colors were that once you put them down and they dry, and you go back over it with a wet brush, for me at least, in this instance, it did not lift. Grumbucker doesn't lift for me either, but I also have Shinhan, I have Stettler and Reeves, and those 3 brands do tend to lift even after I let them dry. So I was pretty surprised by that. Another thing that I liked about these watercolors were that the colors that I would mix together would stay mixed upon drying. Grumbucker, even though it is my favorite brand of watercolor so far, some of the colors tend to separate once they dry, which kind of gives it a cool look, but if you don't know that that's what's going to happen, it is kind of disappointing, and if it's not the effect you want, it's not necessarily a good thing. But these, like I said, for me, I'm using Canson Mixed Media Watercolor Sketchbook. No, not mixed media, it's just the watercolor sketchbook. Here I kind of wanted to experiment with cool watercolor effects. Me, a watercolor novice, doesn't know how to do many watercolor effects, so this really has nothing to do with the quality of the paints, but it turned out alright. The blue that I used is gorgeous. I didn't mix it with anything, it's basically straight out the pan, and I love it. It's so vibrant, and again, once it dried, it stayed. What more can you ask for in a watercolor? I would say the negatives though are that I don't need its lamp black and its panes gray. It's basically the same color. I don't need them. I think it was overkill with adding them. I'm not going to replace them or anything, but I'll try to figure out how to use them. Look, there I am trying to make the watercolor effects. I don't know. It looks all right, but the colors and the actual paint work well. I would say out of 10, I give it an 8.5. Definitely, if you don't have other watercolor palettes and you're looking for an affordable one, actually I don't remember how much it costs, but I wouldn't have bought it if it was too expensive. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, I do recommend this one, especially if like you don't have a water brush. Like this water brush is all right. You just have to kind of learn how to use it. And yeah, the colors are pretty decent as well. So yeah, that's my review. 8.5 out of 10, I guess. But that's my review. I've never done this before, so if you've got any suggestions for what I should do in my next review, because I have a lot of art supplies that I have not opened that are waiting to be opened, so just let me know of any suggestions. I need a lot of advice. I have no idea what I'm doing right now, but yeah. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more art videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.